they have that defensive capability,
get ready for the next battle.
Emboldens the Israelis to carry out more war crimes without any fear of consequences, blowback, repercussions. Not a good thing. But nonetheless, she did respond to me, and she demonstrated that she does have some Trump-like responses to members of the media who dare challenge her. So she wrote, "I never have. Feel free to continue lying publicly, though. Those checks don't cash themselves, and you aren't talented enough to be relevant with the truth." I don't know what that last line means at all. You aren't talented enough to be relevant with the truth. So I guess she's asserting that I lied about her voting record, which, if I found that I was wrong, that I was mistaken, for instance, because why would I lie about someone's voting record? Everyone can check your voting record, homegirl, everyone. So if I'm making a mistake, that's embarrassing, and I want to correct that mistake, but I didn't make a mistake. She lied. So let's get to the details here. In 2021, and this was actually a smaller offense, although it was a devastating sign of weakness. Back in 2021, when Israel had a sweet economic surplus and we were drowning in $28.4 trillion in debt, the House Republicans specifically, had proposed sending Israel an additional $1 billion for their Iron Dome system, and that was on top of the $3.8 billion we already send them every year. Why would we send them more money when A, they have an economic surplus? How about you pay for your own damn weapons and defense capabilities? We're in debt, they have a surplus, and they have the freaking audacity to ask us for an additional $1 billion. Okay, so originally AOC was on the right side. She was gonna vote no. And then, and you see it on video, by the way, Nancy Pelosi, mama bear, she has a conversation with AOC and pressures her to change her vote. And guess what? AOC changed her vote from no to present, effectively making her useless. Totally useless. And then she cried about it. Here's Breaking Point's reporting on it at the time.
8 progressives plus Thomas Massey, a Republican, they voted against, even on the floor in the full vote, they voted against funding Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system. AOC originally voted against it, and then at the last minute changed her vote to vote present. And this is the scene that unfolded on the House floor. For those of you who are listening, what's going to happen here? She walks down. She's clearly upset. She's wiping her eyes, and she later on confirms that she was in fact tearful and weeping on the floor of the House. Let's take a look at that.
Designated by Mr. Lawson, Florida, pursuant to House Resolution, I inform the House that Mr. Lawson will vote nay on House Resolution 483 amendments. He votes nay.
For what purpose?
Yeah,
So she's wiping her eyes. She's being, I think that's Barbara Lee who's consoling her. She's clearly very visibly upset. And we're all going like, what the hell is going on here?
No one can force you to change your vote. You changed your vote because you got a little bit of pressure and you didn't like the pressure. You want to get along with your Democratic colleagues, so you changed your vote. Effectively making your vote useless because you voted present. So look, the reason why I'm so tough on AOC is because of the whole reason why she was elected in the first place. The whole reason why she challenged a Democratic incumbent, a corporate Democrat. The idea was to transform the Democratic Party. No more, we gotta pick the lesser of two evils. We want a party that represents us. And in order to do that, you need, challengers to the current incumbents who have been captured by moneyed interests. Now, AOC is not captured by moneyed interests, as far as I can tell. She hasn't taken AIPAC money. She just wants to go along to get along, I guess. I don't know, but that is the opposite of what you got elected to do. I love your fiery speeches, they're great. They don't do anything though. When push comes to shove and you have an opportunity to show us that you're gonna do something with your vote in the very least, to cave to the likes of freaking Nancy Pelosi shows a devastating level of weakness. So that was a big red flag. And embarrassing, to be quite honest with you. Okay. She didn't vote yes in sending weapons to Israel or funding weapons to Israel in that case. But she caved to pressure and voted present, okay? And then last year, and this is what really frustrated me, she voted against then Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment to cut military aid to Israel. Now again, but it was defensive military aid. I don't care. Again, money is fungible, and if you call Israel an apartheid state, which she has in the past, why would you give any support to an apartheid state? Now look, I used to be wrong on this issue myself because I was just wrong. And I'm happy to admit I was wrong. There was a point in time where I was totally okay with funding defensive capabilities. No more, because I realized when you do that, when they have these superior defensive capabilities and they can carry out atrocities, genocide without any fear of blowback, well then they're going to carry out, they're going to be emboldened to carry out those war crimes and those atrocities. And that's what's been happening. The other thing is, money is fungible. So if they're genuinely taking money from us to fund the Iron Dome, well, that frees up money to buy other weapons, doesn't it? To continue committing the atrocities. So I changed my mind on the issue when I was presented with really good arguments. And that's okay. It is okay to change your mind. It's okay to admit you're wrong. In fact, if she had done that, I would respect her like crazy because it shows, no, this is a person who wants to get to the bottom of things. She cares about what's right, even if it means admitting she was wrong previously. But that's not what happened here. I'm the untalented one. She's the super talented one who cried on the House floor and then a few years later voted no on an amendment that would cut $500 million from Israel's military aid. So let's take a look at this video because here's Marjorie Taylor Greene explaining what her amendment would have done.
The American people are $37 trillion in debt. So this is money that is being spent that they already don't have. My amendment would strike $500 million in funding for nuclear-armed Israel's missile defense system. And it's important to phrase it that way. Israel is a nuclear-armed nation, which is very capable of defending themselves, and they have been proving that so as we've watched on the world stage.
She voted against it. So not only did AOC vote against that amendment, she pretty vociferously defended her vote. So to tell me I've never voted to send money for Israel's military aid, like to tell me that is insane. You've never voted yes on a bill to send money. Well, actually she has. I mean, she's totally in favor of sending defense capabilities to Israel. That's military aid. That again emboldens them to carry out atrocities without any fear of blowback. See, blowback is a deterrent. There's something valuable about